Okay, for the voice and values portion of this slide deck, let's get right into it. So what even are the voice and values portion of the strategy session? So the voice is going to be the part where you're going to be discussing how the company wants their brand to sound and come off to other people. And the values are the company's beliefs or things that are really important to them. And these two sections I put together because I'm really just going to be compiling these down into a few adjectives. And they're both pretty separate, kind of like what are the adjectives that we want this company to stand for? And then what are the adjectives that we want this company to really sound and feel like? Now, this is a really important part of the strategy deck because this is really, again, where this is going to be very feeling and gut based, where we're going off of, okay, how do we want this to emotionally feel? And for those of you who are a little bit more creative and like to go off of more of that gut feeling, you're going to love this part of the strategy session. Okay, so here's a few examples of the strategy session and what it looks like. Used, filled in, all that stuff. You can see I've broken it up into a value section and a voice section. And then a value section and a voice section as well. And this one you can see at the top, I also have 4 adjectives at the top. The reason I have that is because in the questionnaire, I asked the question, what are 3 adjectives you want your company to feel like? And I just put those right at the top. Now, before I even start this deck, I ask my client, is this, now that we've gone through everything, are these still the 3 adjectives you really want your company to feel like? And they're like, yes, no. And I'm like, okay, cool. We may or may not be changing these in the finalized strategy. Just wanted to clarify and see if there's anything that needed to be changed. And this one, I think it was empty because like I wrote it down and then we're like, yeah, no, those aren't, they don't go with what we're wanting anymore. And so we just took them off. But you're also, as you're going through that questionnaire, any adjective you see in that questionnaire, just already pre-put it in before the strategy session as kind of like your prep. Put it in there, write it down, and again, clarify and make sure that's good with your client. Okay, so it's difficult to come up with adjectives on the spot because that's pretty much what you're just going to be doing. I go through a list of adjectives and I pick out the ones that I think possibly yes or no could be aligned with this brand. And I just ask them, yes or no, is this an adjective that you like? Now I have an adjective list in the bonus downloads that you can get, and that's pretty much what this section is about. And the next thing that I do after I go through that list and I fill it up, if there are any adjectives that really stick out to me or I'm a little bit more curious about, I'll ask why, or I will ask them to give me a real life example, or like how do they see trustworthy being seen into the brand, or why did they choose trustworthy? Anything that kind of surprises me, I just ask them to clarify on so that I can get more of a concept of why they chose these things and so that I can execute them better in the finalized strategy.